My name's Steve McCarthy. I'm a longtime journalist and a professor here at Montclair State University. I created, with the help of some others, WiredJersey.com, a student news site. Wired Jersey is a website to show off the content from Montclair State's School of Communication and Media. The Dean of the College of the Arts gave me 3 small studios in an arts building on campus in which I converted into 1 edit room and 2 small studios. They've also been kind enough to give me some expert lighting equipment, professional grade lighting equipment that I use as a professional in the business. And we use the EX1, Sony EX1 camera, which is a workhorse, very good picture, and is a very durable camera for students to use. It's also the kind of cameras, if you get to use that camera, you'll know how to use other cameras too. We didn't have a great big budget to do these studios, so I went around to various people and begged for old furniture, drapes. There was some old sets that had been dismantled in Newark and taken to a storage facility on campus. I basically cobbled this thing together with nothing.
Hey guys, it's Spring Week here at Montclair.
The students are basically storytellers, creators of content. That's what I need from them. I need to hear a good story. I need them to be able to research it, go out and film it, or photograph it, and write about it. Write a script, develop a video piece, or do a written piece on WiredJersey.com. Students began to see what we did in the first semester of Wired Jersey, and the result was that we had an overstocked class. People were actually turned down from the class because they know that it's a place where you can actually publish something. So you can graduate from this School of Communication and Media, and you can put on your resume that you've had this many pieces written or video pieces published on a real news website, WiredJersey.com. This is reality. It's not just a college project anymore. It's different because it's designed to be simple and clear and a little bit hip. Marty Halo, my partner, who's an expert at WordPress, came on board and really did a great job designing something that's very clean and usable.
I was friends with Steve McCarthy's son, Ryan. I knew him for a while. Ryan invited me over to hang out one night, and I go into the kitchen to get a beer, and there's a picture on the fridge of this guy who I assumed was Ryan's dad, and he had his arm around her, who's standing next to this guy in a golf shirt and a fedora with sunglasses on, and I'm like, is that Gaddafi? It was Gaddafi, and that's how I kind of got to know Steve McCarthy. And I've never met anybody like Steve McCarthy in my life before. I've never met anybody who had the field experience of Steve McCarthy. I mean, I grew up in a town where there was a lot of fathers and mothers who were executives for larger companies, but nobody who really did the field work. Steve McCarthy is just the real deal in terms of international correspondent reporting for very large media organizations, whether it's Dateline, MSNBC, CNN, CBS, 60 Minutes.
We recently had the governor's debate in the state of New Jersey on campus, and we were able to do interviews with at least one of the candidates and some of their handlers and some of the sort of big shots, media big shots that came on campus to cover it. We also have broadcasting legend Sonny Fox was in one time, and one of the students, Orlando, did a great story about him. A couple of weeks ago, we had the Health and Human Services Secretary, a cabinet member of the President of the United States. This campus has a lot of action going on it. There's 20,000 students here, and you never know who's going to come on campus and be an interesting story.
So I was hired to basically construct the infrastructure that would be Wired Jersey. I have a very extensive background in startup publishing, creating something from nothing, which is actually the most fun I've ever had in my professional career, is starting something from nothing. I've actually, once I've created things and got them going, I actually get bored with them. So I thought that having the ability to come in and do another startup would be it would be incredibly fun, and especially working for the university and working for Steve and working with students. I thought that a project like this would really lend itself to the career and expertise that I did have, and that was pretty much the deal. Like I'm basically the grunt behind the infrastructure of what you see when you visit WiredJersey.com.
I hope my class is special for students studying television production, because I hope that they learn how to tell a story, because that is how you make money and make a success of yourself. I spent 25 to 30 years traveling all around the world, Asia, South America, Africa, Europe, all over the United States. I've shot in all lower 48 states. I've met incredible people. I've seen incredible things. I've had a front row seat to the Super Bowl, to all-star games, concerts, you name it. It's because I know how to tell a story. I get hired to do these jobs because I can tell a story. Look, if you want to go and work for a network and push buttons and everything, that's fine too. You'll have a good career, nice retirement and stuff. But if you want to have an interesting life and make some money and have a rewarding life, learn how to tell stories and learn how to tell them better than anybody else.
The best advice I could give students when leaving college is to no longer look at themselves as a student. I mean, it's literally that simple. If you can just turn a switch and decide for yourself that I am no longer a student, that I'm a professional, your work will reflect that you are no longer under the guidance of anybody else but yourself. And people will begin to respect you for that.
Well, I'm trying to make it real. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go beyond what the normal college course is, and I'm going to treat you like an adult, because you're not a child anymore. I don't want you to come up and ask me, how do I do this? Go and find it out. You're going to have to grow up and learn how to do that. I'm your teacher, but I also want you to start to feel like what it's like to work for a professional in the business, because that's what I am. I'm a professional in the business. You have to be competitive. You have to want this thing. You have to really desire it. You have to love it, like I did all my career, my 30 years in the business. So I think that students respond to that. I think they respond to the reality of it. I think they respond to the fun that we can have too. There's a lighter side to it too. We can have a lot of fun producing things together. But the bottom line is, I'm going to treat you like an adult, not like a child.
The moment you identify yourself as a student, I think people look at you a different way than if you just identify yourself as a professional. It's literally that cut and dry. It's all about really how you present yourself.
This whole thing that we're doing here, everything is about the students. It's not about me. I've already done everything in my life. I'm trying to pass this on to my students. So for me, put students first. I think the most important thing I can do for students is prepare you for when you walk out of this door and you have to interact with media professionals. So I have a little tough side sometimes, and sometimes I have a sweet side. But what I'm trying to get you ready to do is A, show up early, be dressed well, and be humble, and be ready to work.